Joining us here on the show is Andy Samberg. How are you, Andy?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So this is a great way, I guess, for you to honor those who are actually riding in the Tour de France that begins this very weekend. Correct, Andy? Would you agree?
Yeah. I mean, that and I guess just honor John Hamm, who apparently is in everything.
John Hamm is in absolutely everything. I would agree with you.
He's in everything.
Yeah, I know.
I believe he just got asked to join the academy as well. I read that on the internet.
Now,
so he's doing well, John.
John is, and he's a very handsome man too, Andy. Not that you're not. I just wanted to throw that out there.
I'm comedy handsome. It's different.
So, the Tour de Pharmacy is a documentary of the 1982, if you will, Tour de France racing season. What is the genesis of this whole documentary that airs on HBO, Andy?
Well, like you mentioned, my buddy Murray Miller and I, who made the 7 Days in Hell tennis one with John Snow, like that pronunciation.
That's right.
We really loved doing that with HBO, and we asked if we could do more, and they said yes. So we've started this thing called Legends of Sport, singular.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the next one of those. We thought, why not do cycling? There's tons of spandex. There's tons of cheating.
Yes.
There's tons of loud colors, and it's something that we could shoot. So we kind of jumped into it, and we got a really killer cast, and it came out really good. We're happy.
The cast is killer. I mean, Orlando Bloom, Kevin Bacon, and then there's some interesting ones. You're obviously in it. James Marsden's in it. And then the interesting one, Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
Andy. Don't really think cycling when I think Dolph Lundgren, but you did, clearly. Right?
Well, the fun way that we sort of constructed it is it takes place in 1982, but much like, the 30 for 30s or the HBO sports docs work, you're revisiting something that happened in the past, and then you're also getting talking head interviews with people present day.
Yes.
So we did different actors for 82 and present day. So John Cena is a character in 82, and Dolph Lundgren is John Cena's character present day. Stuff like that.
And where does Mike Tyson figure into this whole thing then? I don't want to give away the whole story here, but
he's just a cycling expert.
Okay, I like
Mike
it.
Tyson's great. He's great.
And then C. Webb, Chris Webber. You got Chris Webber involved in this thing too. That's an interesting one.
Yes, Chris. He pops in briefly. Yeah, there's a little bit of a run in it where there's all these disqualifications through various reasons in this fictional take on the tour, and it gets whittled down to only 5 riders. And an ESPN announcer says, that he's dubbing them the Fab Five. And that they will always be known as the Fab Five, but obviously that doesn't stick.
Oh, my gosh. That is fantastic. Andy Samberg, his Tour de Pharmacy premieres July 8th on HBO at 10 Eastern Time. And then I couldn't help but notice, as many people did, so I guess it was easy for me to notice, in the trailer, one of the trailers, there is, as there usually is in these documentaries that expose the underbelly of sports, an individual, an anonymous source whose voice is altered and usually has a silhouette. But instead, this was somebody who was actually had their voice altered but shot completely in the light. And that person you got for the Tour de Pharmacy is Lance Armstrong himself.
Yes.
How did that happen, Andy?
Well, when we sat down to write it, we were like, how do you make a comedy about cycling and not at least try to get Lance Armstrong in it? And my buddy Murray wrote a really funny idea for it. And it was making us laugh, and we were like, I don't know if he would do it, but you should certainly ask. And we did, and he thought it was funny. And we chatted on the phone about it, and he said, yeah, let's do it. So we flew out to Austin and hung out with him and shot it, and it turned out really good.
Okay. And then I know you're a method actor, Andy, or at least I'm guessing so. How many stages would you be able to compete in the actual Tour de France?
I would say like .003 stages.
Okay.
It was not a fun
It was, well, the thing is, I'm doing math because we're talking kilometers here, and I have no idea what .003 of a kilometer stage would be. So, how many minutes do you think?
I would say, to put it, minutes, it's like several minutes, 2 to 5 minutes.
Okay, all right. Downhill.
I'm like a burst guy. I'm not really like long distance stamina guy.
So
downhill would help.
Okay.
Downhill, I could go at least 7 minutes.
Okay. Very good. And so, when it all comes down to it, though, are you an actual fan of cycling? Did you at all learn anything about tennis or cycling through any of the stuff that you've been doing through all of this?
Yes, I'm admittedly a much bigger tennis fan than I am a cycling fan. I'm aware of cycling, and I will watch, like Sports Center coverage of cycling, but I don't like turn it on when it's on television or anything like that. But I like riding on a bike. It's very pleasant.
Okay. Breaking away, essentially. Was that the extent watching that movie back in the day, Andy? Is that
yeah, it's just that.
Basically that's your extent. That's the extent of your cycling love?
When I was in film school, I watched Bicycle Thief. Does that count?
Yes. It does. It does. A couple more minutes here with Andy Samberg.
I like sports, though. I do love sports. I just don't, I'm not like the hugest cycling guy.
No, well, I do know that you're a Niner fan, right? From the last time we spoke, correct? Are you a Niner fan? All right.
Niners fan, A's fan, and Warriors fan. Very happy about the Warriors.
Well, City of Champions. So the Raiders might actually be a bandwagon for you to jump on right now, Andy, before they leave for Las Vegas.
I know. They were in Los Angeles when I was growing up, but my dad was a big Raiders fan because he was there when they were in Oakland. And I always pull for them second. Like, I like the SF Giants when the A's aren't doing it because they're sort of my secondary team, know. Just being Bay Area. But, I love Lynch coming back to the Raiders. That's exciting. Hopefully Carr's feeling good. I've got nothing but love for the Raiders.
Well, Marshawn would be great for whatever next documentary you do, I think, for HBO. I think he'd be really a good one for you to seek out, Andy.
He actually did a cameo on Brooklyn Nine-Nine last season, and he was funny. And he couldn't believe I was from the Bay Area. He thought I was lying.
Why would he think you were lying about that?
I'm not sure. I was like, I'm from Berkeley. He was like, no. But then he liked me more when he believed me. Okay. Which is how things work.
Well,
hometown stuff.
I am looking forward to seeing this documentary, Tour de Pharmacy, and Felicia Rashad is involved in this too. Jeff Goldblum. I mean, you really went all out here. This is fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
You got it.
Goldblum plays the older version of me.
He does. Now, that's cool. Naturally. That's cool, Andy. That's something that I'm sure that you would. Yeah. And so before I let you go, where's John Hamm in this? How come he didn't make it, Andy?
He's doing the voiceover. He's the narrator.
He is? He's doing it again?
Yeah.
I thought you were.
He's the voice of Legends of Sport.
Unbelievable. Next time, come on in studio, Andy. I'd love to chat with you in person.
I'd love that, too, and send my best to Ham.
You got it. I will do that. Ham will be joining us in about 18 minutes' time. There's Andy Samberg.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, please download our app. There's lots of fun things there other than just more of the videos you just saw. You can call us from the app. You can email us from the app. Just download it. Trust me, you'll enjoy it.